Hello, my name is Sadek Shahadu. I am the West Africa Language Coordinator at Art and Feminism and also a steering committee member for the Wikimedia Language Diversity Hub. I'm also a co-founder for the Guruune Wikimedians User Group and currently serving as the Executive Director. And for this particular interview, I will be engaging members of the Guruune Wikimedia community on a research that we are conducting at the Wikimedia Language Diversity Hub to learn more about how smaller language Wikipedias can be supported through the Wikimedia Language Diversity Hub and how a hub will look like in future. And I have with me one of the community members from the Guruune Wikimedia language community, and we are going to have a very interesting discussion about their community to learn more about how we can, work together as a language community and how the Language Diversity Hub can support their initiatives. So before the interview, I would like to remind you that this is a recorded interview, so try to speak one at a time and clearly, so it is easier to hear what you have said on the record. It is easier to hear what you have said on the recording. And remember that you are talking to not just me, but to the others in the research group as well. And not everyone will understand you as much as, or not everyone will understand your community or you as much as I do. So first of all, I would like you to tell us your name, your occupation, and then probably your Wikimedia username.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Ruth Abugpoka Ayoriga. I'm a student at UPSA and also a member of the Guruune Wikimedia community. And my Wikimedia username is Abugpoka.
Excellent. Glad to have this conversation with you and one of the female contributors within the Guruune Wikimedia community. So my first question is a warm-up. Could you tell us about or describe your language and its state on the internet?
Okay, Guruune is a language mostly spoken by the people up north, especially Upper East region. So Bolga people and then Bongo people speak it mainly. And for the Guruune language, what I can say about it is that we don't usually have it on the internet, not even in written. It can be found on the internet. But what I would say is about it is that the radio stations in the region, you could hear people talking about it, but in written forms, we don't have it. And that's what I can say about the language.
Excellent. Interesting to know. Can you also describe how you became a Wikipedia contributor?
Oh, okay. So I've been hearing about Wikipedia. I've been hearing about what they do. And yeah, before I even say anything about Wikipedia, I'm a student, and then we do research a lot, and anything we search on the internet, we end up finding Wikipedia as the first search engine we see to any other thing we need for our research. So I've done Wikipedia, but I haven't used it. So fortunately for me, I have a brother who edits on Wikipedia. I've seen his works, but I didn't have interest in it because I thought this is what he's a communication student, so this is what journalists should do. But yeah, he told me that this is a project he's undertaking, and then he wish I could be part, not just because I'm his sister, but he thinks that I could do something to also help my community and then my language. That's how I became part of the Guruune Wikimedia.
Wonderful. And it's very interesting to know that you are a student and having, used Wikipedia. I'm sure there's a difference between using Wikipedia and contributing to Wikipedia, and I hope I will learn more about this as the conversation moves on. So could you also tell me what made you decide to participate in this particular language diversity research?
Okay, so I love my culture, I love my language, and I love my people. And that aspect is enough for me to participate because I wouldn't want to grow up and then the generation coming should just forget about the language we speak about so much or where they belong to. So I'm participating in this because I would want the world to know about what we are doing and in one way or the other how they can help us or help this language grow in all aspects. Yes.
Excellent. So this has been insightful. about learning how you want to help, build your language on the internet. My next question is quite technical. Can you describe the process of writing a Wikipedia article in your language, that is the Guruune language Wikipedia incubator?
Okay, so with the Guruune Wikimedia, for our articles, for now we are in the incubator, so we tend to create articles in our language. So first of all, for me personally, I would have to search for the article in the incubator if it is written by someone, or if it already has a page on the incubator or not. After that search, I would go to the English Wikipedia to check if there is a corresponding article that is already written in English for it. And then when I check and I find it, I tend to create an article on it and then just give a translation of what is written in English into the Guruune language. That's what I mostly do.
Excellent. So can you also tell me how you select an article to write on Wikipedia? What sparks your interest, or what drives you to write article on Wikipedia? Like, what normally do you write on Wikipedia?
Okay, so one of the things that sparks me to write on Wikipedia is that women are sometimes underrepresented in so many ways, and then the few women we have on the internet, I would want to also bring it to my language so that when people who are people in my communities who speak the language think that they are only in this and they can't do anything, when they read that in their language, which is understandable to them, they would have that spark to do more and yield more. And also, aside that, I would want my community to go out there, people to know about me. People shouldn't have different perceptions. They shouldn't have perceptions that aren't true, but but I would want to write things that are relevant and the things that are true about the community, because for most communities in my region, they are being said by people just because they've overheard it. But I'm write those articles so that they would know that this is actually the reason for what this community is known for, but not because it's from hearsay. Yes.
Okay, that's nice. And as Wikipedia seeks to do, we try to write facts, not just any information you hear outside the world. So it's very interesting to know that these are some of the reasons why you choose articles on Wikipedia. And I want to also know, do you usually translate articles from another language or languages?
Okay. So for me, I speak English and I speak Guruune. So that would be the two language. I speak Tree, but that isn't my language, and I can't read and write in Tree. So mostly I look at the English articles, the articles written in English in Wikipedia, and then from there I use that as a guideline to also write my articles in the Guruune language.
Okay, thank you so much. My next question is, what are the major technical challenges for your contributors? Your language contributors. For example, typing in other characters other than the Latin script.
Okay, so what I can say about that is that with the Guruune language, we deal with special characters, unlike the aside the English alphabets that we all know. So in writing an article, some words you would have to combine 2 to 3 characters before you get a word, and that forms of it's a difficult thing for us to do. Yeah, that's what mainly we normally face in typing.
Okay, cool. My next question is, are there or were there any special technical difficulties for your community with regards to the Wikimedia incubator and or the application process of getting your language wiki approved? I know you are still in the incubator, so can you tell us the challenges, like maybe engaging language experts and how that has been within your community, and if there are challenges like related to that?
Okay, so yeah, like you just said, we are still in the incubator trying to create more articles in the incubator. But the problem we have now at the moment is that getting the experts to help us with the language, because we know we are all not perfect and we need to get more hands on the deck to get the job done. So with that, for now, the thing is getting the experts to help us in the work as well, and then getting the right people to work on the incubator.
Great. So my next question is, what divides devices do people in your community use more often when contributing to Wikipedia?
Okay, so what I can say about that is that almost 80 to 85% use their mobile phones, in which just a few number use their laptops, and there are not many. So that's what I can say. Most of them use mobile phones in the incubator, or editing the incubator.
Great. So are people contributing, in this case, are people contributing more through their computers or mobile phones?
So as I earlier said, it's their mobile phones they use, most of them.
Okay, cool. So are there any additional challenges related to devices, like any challenges? I know it's probably will not be easy for people to contribute using mobile phones, and some people might find it very easy to contribute with their mobile phones. Can you tell us the difference? Like when you are contributing with mobile phone, you might not be able to do certain things. And when you are also contributing on mobile phone, you'll be able to do certain things faster than using computer, or even in terms of bandwidth consumption.
Okay, so yeah, the problem we have with members using their mobile phones is that one, sometimes because you'd have to check the English article for you to be able to translate in the Guruune language, people have the difficulty in going back to the English article because of they have to go to another tab to check that and come back, and it's difficult, it's stressful because having to edit only one article, and then you would have to go back and forth in editing just an article in the incubator. And as well, with those using the laptops, I could say that the laptops consumes a lot of bandwidth. And whilst now you know that the data consumption now is to get data, you would have to pay more because now it's now expensive. So because of that, community members who use laptops find it difficult to also edit because once they buy the data, it doesn't keep long. Whilst during the editing of the article, then that data is consumed and they would have to buy another one to replenish what they have already.
Okay, thank you. So my next question is your community active on other Wikimedia projects? And if so, can you tell us which ones are you active on apart from the Guruune incubator?
Okay, so for our community members, we participate in other Wikimedia projects such as the Wiki Labs Folklore, which was also organized by the Guruune Wikimedia community as well. So, and then also Wiki Labs Monuments as well.
Great. Do you also participate in like conferences like Wikimedia and Wiki Indaba and stuff like that?
Okay, so since the the birthing of the community, with the one of the festivals we've joined was the Wikimedia conference. That was just the ended one this year. Yes.
Okay, cool. So now let's talk about economy or economic challenges that you face or the community face. So I'll first of all ask you questions about your personal economic contributor, economic challenges, and then we'll talk about the challenges within the community in terms of how much economic challenges you have. So do you think the economy is limiting factor for you when contributing to Wikipedia? If so, can you describe how?
Yes, of course, it is a factor because now to get data bundle to use is very expensive, and then when you buy it doesn't last. Sometimes you might even buy and it doesn't even last for you're expecting it to last for a day, but it doesn't even last for a day. So that's what the challenges I'm facing.
Great. And also, as I said, I would like to know about the user group or community. Do you think the economy is limiting factor for the growth of the development of Wikipedia in your language? If so, can you tell us how?
From the community members as well, it's the same situation as mine because someone would want to edit, but because of the data, the person is limited because once the person buys it, it's limiting the person. The person wouldn't be able to edit as much as articles the person would want to. And then also with those using the mobile phones, that would what I say. But with those using the laptops as well, because it consumes much, they would either have to buy more than the expected amount they need when editing when trying to create or edit an article in the incubator.
Okay, great. So can you estimate how much you use per month on data, like mobile data, um, to contribute to Wikipedia?
So with what's happening now with how data has been, so I use between 100 cedis to 150 cedis per month.
Okay, good. Can you also estimate, or do you use any other support systems like to cover some of the costs? Maybe through your partnership with other institutions, do you get other support systems from that?
Okay, so with the workshops we've been doing so far with the community members, we sometimes use their facilities, and then also the schools tend to have Wi-Fi, so we get to tap into, because the students are the people that are students, and they tap into because of they can log in into their Wi-Fi system and then use the Wi-Fi during the sessions as well, and then yeah, that's what mostly we.
Okay, good. Um, so my next questions will probably be based on education and knowledge. So can you describe the level of literacy, educational level among the community members in your language Wikipedia community?
Okay, so I can see that about 80% of them are college graduates, and then the other few that make up the community would be students who are still in the universities, and then a few language experts, and then workers who are willing to contribute to the growth of the language.
Great. So my other question is, do educational institutions in your region use your language as one of the mediums of instruction?
Um, yes, I can say they use for now when you go to the nursery and then the primary, that is mainly the basic language that teachers communicate with the students in, aside the English language in which they are teaching them as a subject, but they use the Guruune language to either explain things further when they don't get it in the English language as well. So we mostly use it. So even as the child grows, the child is learning a language, his local dialects will as well the English language.
Okay, great. And then, well, the next question is also about education and knowledge. Um, are you encouraged or discouraged to speak in your language in educational institutions and in your community? I know at certain levels of education, students are encouraged to speak the language, especially at the lower level. And then as they grow, they are encouraged or discouraged not to speak the local language. Is this same in the Guruune too, or can you tell us more about that? Are they encouraged to speak Guruune language at the lower level? Are they discouraged to speak Guruune language at a certain level? If yes, which level?
Okay, so as I said earlier, that being in the nursery school mostly, that's what the tutors or the teachers use mainly in my region for communication with the student. And even as they grow, this is who they are, this is where they belong to. So even parents from home use that language to teach their children as they grow up. But we know with the education system, as they grow, we tend to think that yeah, they've reached a certain level in which they can comprehend in English, so they wouldn't need the language. But yeah, this is what the problem we have. So when they get after JHS, you see when they get to SS, it's like they are being told that you don't have to speak in a different language, you have to speak the English language, and then because you have to be using it in writings and other stuff. That is where the limitations come in. But this isn't that much of a problem because the students have learned the languages either from home or just from school, because their nursery teachers have taught them, or maybe they are being used by the teachers as a form of communication to them. So that is what they sometimes usually, it doesn't have an impact on them that much. But
Okay, cool. And then, do you have existing or planned collaboration with educational institutions? If so, can you share more about them?
okay, so for now we have what do you call it? We have a partner with University of Education Winneba campus, which is a language campus, with their department that deals with the Guruune language. So they tend to support us with the experts and the knowledge they have in the language. With their experts to help us in the language, and then how to write it and how to use the words correctly in sentences. And then our future plan would be to also target training colleges everywhere, because they are our future teachers. They are going to teach our kids. They are going to teach kids of the next generation. So we are targeting them to help them also know the relevance of using that language to teach the kids as well, and help them also understand the language as they grow up.
Okay, thank you so much for that insightful, comments. And then now let's talk about social. How would you describe the diversity in your community, like in terms of gender, age, geography, education, or educational level of like your contributors? How would you describe the diversity?
Okay, so even in Wikipedia, we say that women are sometimes underrepresented, or women are even encouraged there to be part of the contributor. Same goes with my community as well, because the women tend to think that it's the work of the man to deal with technological stuff, IT stuff, software stuff. But here in the case, so for now we have more men than the women, or more males than the females. But we encourage the few females there to do their best, and even encourage the females who intend joining the community that they are not limited, that they can also. So in terms of the age gap, so between 20 to 40 years, ranging from the translator to the experts. That's the range we have. And then the geography. So most of them are based up north, because that is where the language is from, and that's the origin of the language. So most of them are natives of the place. Yeah.
How about educational level?
Okay, so for educational level, most of them are college graduates, with a few being university students, and then having the experts who are gone through that phase, and then workers too as well.
Cool, nice. That's really interesting to know. I would also want to know: does your community participate in Wikimedia events outside your own community, or engage with other Wikimedia communities? Why or why not? Example: Wikimedia, Wiki Indaba, and other hackathon and competitions.
Oh yeah, so we do as a community, because we want to learn, because there is a phase that like you need to learn, unlearn and relearn. So we join other platforms, just like Wikimania. We've joined, and then even our sister communities, when they are taking workshops, or they are doing trainings that we know which would benefit us, we hesitate not to join. We do join, just like the Dagbani Wikimedia community.
Okay, great. And then can you also describe how the community has developed in the last few years? First of all, want to know how your community has developed in the last few years, and then if you can also tell us what are the top priorities for the future of the Guruune language Wikimedia community.
Okay, so for the past few years, few years of existence, we can say that we've been able to 100% translate the MetaWiki messages, and then also for now that we are in the incubator, we have seen an improvement in the number of articles in the incubator as well. And not only that, we have grown in getting to know more about the language. Things we used wrongly in sentences have been corrected by the experts we have in the community.
Okay, so there are other few questions that I will have to add to this research interview before we wrap up. Is there anything that you like to share with us that hasn't been captured throughout the conversation?
Okay, so I would say this is a real opportunity for myself and the community members as I'm putting up their views or what their concerns outside. So it's a good thing I get to participate in this, and then also voice out what the community is doing and what the community is lacking. Yeah, this is a real opportunity. So yeah, that's what I would want to. And then also, as putting the concerns out, I'm hoping that yeah, they would be heard, and not only heard, but yeah, there'll be work done so that they can help the community grow and in the near future.
All right. Thank you so much. Now, to wrap up everything, I want you to tell me top 3 challenges that your community currently face, and try to rank them in order, like the topmost challenges that you face within your community. Top 3.
Okay, so business needs to run. Yeah, and business needs to go on. So there is nothing we will do without money. And yeah, that would be the topmost one for the community, because there is no money, we won't be able to organize workshops, we won't be able to support the community members who are doing marvelously well in the incubator with data allowance or even stipends. And even during workshops, those who aren't able to come, we can't help them with transportation. So that is the main problem we have as a community, yes, with the financial constraints. And then also the second thing I would want to talk about would be the partnering with institutions. So we have limited partnership with institutions. Right now, we only partner with University of Education, Winneba. That's the Ajumakuma campus, where they are doing the programs are mostly languages. So we expect that maybe in the near future we're able to partner with other institutions as well, so that we can get more hands on the deck, so we can get more students, more teachers, and even more experts that we don't know of on the deck as well, to be able to help this work go forward. And last but yeah, not the least, is still important, would be the numbers, because we expect to grow. We don't just expect to be stagnant as a community. We would want to grow more people. We want to get more people. We would want to grow large, so that yeah, even as we do marvelous works in the incubator, yeah, our communities will hear of us, our region will hear of us, the country, and even the world as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I'm sure you also want to have like contributions from teachers and students, as well as they contribute largely on the internet. This has been a very insightful conversation, and I am really inspired by some of the challenges and the initiative that you have taken to address the challenges in your own way. It's been very wonderful chatting with you. So we will take all this into consideration, and then we'll get back to you more about how we can support your community very well. My name is Sadek Shahadu. I'm one of the members of the Wikimedia Language Diversity Steering Committee, and also currently I'm serving as the West Africa Language Coordinator at Art and Feminism, which is one of the participating partners for this particular research. And I am also wearing the cap of the Guruune Wikimedians as the Executive Director. Thank you so much, and then see you later. Bye.